Hey everyone, just logging on today so we can do a bit more talking about our nerve scans. I've just finished a busy day with patients. We had a lot of patients coming in for checks, adjustments, and of course for their results. And now I just want to explain a bit more about the nerve scans, why we're taking them and what the purpose of them are. So the nerve scans that we use is computed thermography. And what this is doing is it's testing with using very specific types and very accurate levels of infrared to determine if there is balance within the nerve system. So essentially telling us if the nerve system is working well or if it's not working very well. And it helps us develop a pattern to see if it's not working well and if that would then correlate to what's going on with someone's particular health problems. And by treating this kind of problem and of course making sure that the nerve system is working better, this can help with things like headaches, migraines and vertigo. Now, in terms of what the actual scans are doing, like I mentioned, they're testing for the balance within the nerve system. But what it's really doing is letting us see, number one, the progress, and number two, letting us see how patients need to be adjusted and when they need to be adjusted. This lets patients know and lets us know if there's days when there should be some sort of treatment. And on that day, of course, that's when we do treatment, and the scans let us see the changes afterwards to show there has been an improvement within the nerve system. However, when we're doing the nerve scans, if there are days where everything looks okay and everything's looking healthy, we don't do any treatment. Now, this may be a bit different than you've seen from other chiropractors, especially here in Singapore. The reason we do this is because if the body is in a healthy state, it means that everything's working well, things should be healing, any problems should be improving. So if we start to do some sort of treatment, potentially it can make that worse. It might actually start to slow down the healing treatment. It's kind of like, say, if you have a cut and it's healing on your hand. Initially, yes, you need to do some sort of treatment, maybe having a bandage over it, maybe having some moisture, maybe if it's very, very big, even having some stitches. However, over time, if you keep playing with it, it's not necessarily going to make it better. It may slow down the process overall. So instead, it makes more sense to only do treatment when needed rather than to be doing treatment all the time. And of course, it's important because we want to, of course, for everyone, get better as fast as possible rather than having these delays or these setbacks which can come as part of treatment. So as I said, the main purpose we use for our scans is so that we can really see the overall condition, how it's progressing, and number two, to see if you do or do not need some sort of adjustment on that day. Now, the reason that we also do this is because symptoms, to be honest, they're transient. They can sometimes change. They're not always going to be a great marker of what's happening within the body. The scans is something more objective, so it really lets us see what's happening in the body even when there are symptoms or there are no symptoms. An example of this would be, say, if somebody's testing blood pressure. Blood pressure is going to be a marker and it's going to show how high the pressure is within the arteries within the blood. However, if somebody goes in, say, for a test with their blood pressure and it comes back high, the majority of times they don't feel it, they don't know about it. But it doesn't mean that it isn't something that should, of course, be checked on and should be treated when needed. It's the same for these nerve scans. A lot of the times there may be no symptoms, but it doesn't mean the body is as healthy as it can be. But this gives us that best opportunity to make sure the body is healthy, to prevent problems going in the future, and to make sure, of course, healing is happening at the most optimal level. Hopefully this has cleared some things up for people. If you have any more questions about our nerve scans, technique, or what we do here at Vitality Chiropractic, feel free to give us a call at 8438-9550, or you can go onto our website at www.vitalitychiropracticcenters.com and find much more information. I'll see you next week for the next live video.